Hi, I would like to apologize for the lateness and for my appearance and the background. Um, mm, I'm kind of sick, recovering from surgery that I had Wednesday. I do want to do my presentation on the Baptist denomination. I personally am non-denominational. I grew up at least in late high school and throughout undergrad um, uh, in the Methodist church. Um, it could be debated how active I was, but I was there. The Baptists interest me because A, in the area I'm located in, that's sort of the prominent denomination, and my mother and adoptive parents, grandparents rather, were Baptists. Though my mother was not practicing when I was a kid, so I never really grew up Baptist. Historically, the first Baptist church was founded in 1609 in Amsterdam, the Dutch Republic, led by separatist John Smith as its pastor, with uh, major differings of opinion in terms of source material from the Bible and so on and so forth. In accordance to the New Testament, he rejected the baptism of infants and instituted baptism only for believing adults, believing only adults can make the decision to repent for their sins. Baptists spread to England, um, and that became a whole thing. Under Roger Williams, congregations were first established in the North American colonies in the 18th and 19th centuries, and played a great role in the First and Second Great Awakenings, which increased membership in the United States. They had their own great revivals, so on and so forth. Uh, the sorry, Baptist missionaries have spread their faith essentially to every continent, but of course we're focusing on the United States. In U.S. history, they are notable for multiple things. They were big players in the First and Second Great Awakenings, which I already just said, which occurred in America in itself, and was of major religious historical significance for the growth of religious denominations and the spread of religion in America. Secondly, as uh, sorry. Secondly, as the other church denominations grew, conflicts were inevitable that helped to shape many communities in the United States. Um, there were Baptists were known to have specifically to have conflicts with the Calvinists, which we studied earlier. These conflicts were important in determining how denominations spread and the impact that they had on the cultures that they ended up growing in. Um, Especially here where I'm located, in the southeastern part of the United States, they became sort of a cultural landmark, or however you'd want to phrase it. Uh, they're extremely important in the culture of the area. Um, Finally, they're important today, especially in the southeast, as I just said, with many church denominations and local communities being Baptist. They continue to spread their message, engage in public functions, welcome new members, and so on, therefore affecting the culture of the towns um, that they reside in by influencing its people. This has given the southeast states a distinct culture known throughout the country. Um, for this assignment, I actually interviewed my mother, Evelyn Giddens, for her perspective because she grew up as Baptist and saw firsthand what they did to the community, what her perspective was for its effects on the larger state and country. Um, According to her, her grandmother was a strong-willed Baptist. My grandfather was practicing Methodist. And keep in mind, this is anecdotal, so um, keep that in mind. Her family went to Baptist church. Grandmother shared several of her ideas about being Baptist. They're always proud the fact that she was related through marriage to Billy Graham, feeling represented within the Baptist faith honorably. One of the main things that she remembers about her shared experiences with being of a Baptist denomination uh, is the outreach. They would send missionaries all over the country to bring witnesses to others, growing other communities in the Baptist faith, and this would incorporate new members. They would do various things such as nonprofit outreach, helping the community, growing the community. Um, they've played a very important part in growing America's towns, uh, villages, you want to call them that, cities, so on. So, they've played an important part in what became the character of the United States. Um, and she felt, and this can be debated, that this was different from other religions. The Baptists were known to go out and seek other converts, but still maintained that every man had the choice of how they wanted their relationship to God to develop. I believe this had a profound shape on the religious character of the United States, as I said. One key thing about the Baptists, which I felt was important in the United States, was they were adamant in their belief that there should be a separation of church and state. Despite being very religious and very, sorry, very, in tune to their own beliefs, they felt like separation of state and religion should be kept separate, and this is important when looking at the United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights, freedom of religion, and how the United States developed in that regard. And this is very important. And the Baptists, along with the Calvinists, and other denominations, were a big influence on keeping the state out of religious affairs and vice versa. Therefore, I believe it is safe to say that the Baptist religious denomination has had an instrumental effect on the development and character of the United States. That is basically all I have to say, but of course, I am welcome for more input. And yes, thank you. Have a great day. Bye.